The 1946 law allowed only 100 people from India to immigrate here every year. The limit remained at 100 till 1965. Some students, priests, and pastors also came to US during this period. Early Malayali immigrants to Chicago like Philip Carlyle, Matthew Chandrathil, George Irali, John Mathai, Professor K.S. Anthony, and a few others belong to this small group of people who got visa at that time. Actual immigration of Indians in large numbers started only after the Immigration Reform Act of 1965, which was signed into law by President Lyndon Johnson. The law changed the previous visa quota system for each country and made immigration permits on the basis of the U.S. need for professionals and skilled workers. As the Vietnam War was going on, and there was a great shortage of doctors and nurses in America, large numbers of these professions got immigrant visas from India. As I was immigrating to U.S. in 1971, not only my visa was sponsored, but my airfare and accommodations were paid for by the hospital that offered me residency training in medicine. Still, much discrimination remained in the books and in the public attitude towards the new arrivals. Most of our doctors and nurses initially had to work in large cities and county hospitals which were not very attractive to the local professionals. Even after completing the residency, many had to work in inner cities for a few years before they could move on to rich suburban practices. In 1986, with a Bengali urologist, I went to invite the mayor of Chicago for a function of the Indian physicians. His secretary told us very bluntly that as our group had only very few voting members and our contribution to political candidates was negligible, the mayor will not find time to spend with us. My humiliation on that day was partly relieved 14 years later when I watched the President of the United States, Bill Clinton, making a special trip to Chicago on Air Force One to attend the annual convention of the Indian physicians in America. By that time, about 41,000 Indian physicians in America had gained sufficient clout through grassroots organization. There were many more obstacles on our way. Even as late as 1990s, Medicare used to reduce payment to hospitals if there were more than certain percentage of foreign physicians in the residency programs. There was still confusion for the local people as well as in our own minds as to what racial group the Indian immigrants belonged. Indian in America always denoted the native Indian. Because of this confusion, in the application forms, we often filled the column for race differently as Asians, Aryans, Dravidians, Caucasians, etc. After much deliberation, U.S. Census Bureau titled us Asian Indians, and we call ourselves Indian Americans. As America came to know more about the Indian physicians, the public attitude gradually changed. A Bengali physician was selected to operate on President Reagan for his colon cancer. And President George Bush Sr., his heart went into atrial fibrillation. A Malayali cardiologist was asked for treatment. Indian nurses, especially the Malayali nurses, gained a reputation for their care and professionalism. 85% of all Indian immigrants to U.S. came after 1980. Census reports show that in 1900, there were 2,050 Asian Indians in USA. In 1923, it was 7,000. In 1940, it went down to 1,476. In 1980, it went up to 815,000. In 1990, it was 1.3 million, and in 2005 census, it is 2.3 million. In 2008, it is estimated that there are about 3.2 million people of Indian origin, out of which 600,000 are of Kerala origin. According to 2000 U.S. Census reports, Indian Americans are the richest ethnic community in U.S. and average household income is 25% above the average American family income. 67% of the Indians in the United States have college degrees and 40% have postgraduate or professional degrees. According to a University of California at Berkeley study, 1/3 of the Silicon Valley engineers are of Indian origin, and 7% of them are founders of successful high-tech corporations. In our generation itself, our community produced 2 Nobel Prize winners, Dr. Corona in medicine and Dr. Chandrasekhar in astrophysics. Kerala-born E.C. George Sudarshan came very close to getting one. Our rostrum includes Vinod Khosla, the founder and CEO of Microsystems, Sabir Bhatia, the founder and CEO of Hotmail.com, Vinod Dhan, the founder and CEO of Intel Pentium process. Our people lead several large multinational corporations like United Airlines, U.S. Airways, Citibank, etc. as CEOs or presidents. When Indra Nooyi became the CEO of one of the largest corporations in the world, Pepsi-Cola, it was a proud moment for not only our community, but all the women across the world. Subil Mehta is still America's most favorite music conductor. Night Shyamalan made his mark as an excellent movie producer. Dr. Deepak Chopra, Farid Zakaria, and Dr. Abraham Varghese have excelled as writers in this country. Kalpana Chawla literally took the fame of this nation and that of her ancestral land into celestial heights before tragedy struck that Columbia space mission. Dilip Singh Saud was elected to the U.S. Congress in 1956 when the Indian community was a very tiny minority. But later, many others continued political activities at various levels. Dr. Joy Cherian was appointed as Equal Opportunity Commissioner by President Reagan in 1987. It was a crowning moment for our community when a second-generation Indian immigrant, Bobby Jindal, was elected as the governor of the state of Louisiana and is being considered by many as a potential future presidential or vice president of the United States of America. We are proud that our children and grandchildren are also doing extremely well in colleges, universities, and in various professions in this country. As we are proud of our activities, we are grateful to this great nation which gave us the opportunity to fulfill our dreams. It is possible only in one country in the world, United States of America, for a new immigrant group like ours to achieve so much in 1 or 2 generations. America has shown the world that how a free society can correct its past shortcomings and bring people of different races and religions together in the forward march of the human spirit. Jai Hind and God bless America.